Welcome to Old Studio Car. Today, we take you back to a time when imagination ruled the road, and craftsmanship was an art form. The year is 1938, and what you are looking at isn't just another automobile. This is a machine that defied logic, challenged design standards, and looked like it had traveled through time to land in an era that could barely understand it. The 1938 Spaceship Car, a creation so extraordinary that even today, it looks like a dream sculpted from metal. It wasn't just a car, it was a vision of the future, built long before the world was ready to see it. Imagine standing in a world where most cars were boxy, practical, and simple. The designs were straightforward, with no bold curves, no aerodynamic fantasies, just machines meant to move people from one place to another. And then, this appeared, a car so fluid, so futuristic, that people thought it was a prop from a science fiction film. The spaceship car didn't just move through space, it seemed to glide through time itself. Its smooth, flowing lines and curvaceous form made it look alive, almost as if it were breathing. This car didn't follow trends, it created them. The first thing that captures your eyes is its extraordinary front design. The fenders are enormous and elegantly curved, wrapping around the wheels like armor. The grille sits low and sleek, shaped almost like the nose of an aircraft, while the headlights are teardrop-shaped, giving the car a personality of its own. Everything about the front end screams motion, even when the car stands perfectly still. The silver metallic finish reflects light like liquid mercury, giving the illusion that the car is floating rather than parked. It was pure art, created in metal, decades before such design language became mainstream. Move to the side, and the aerodynamic genius becomes clear. The car's teardrop silhouette was crafted with inspiration from aircraft engineering. In an age when most designers didn't even use wind tunnels, the creators of this machine thought about airflow, drag, and speed. The wheels were partially enclosed to reduce resistance, and the body stretched smoothly from the front to the back in one continuous line. It was as if every inch of the car had been sculpted by the wind itself. The long, sweeping curves weren't just beautiful, they were functional, an idea that would dominate car design many decades later. Now step closer and open the door. Inside, you're greeted by a cabin that feels more like the cockpit of a private jet than a car from the 1930s. The seats are wrapped in rich leather, stitched by hand, with a deep, luxurious color that contrasts beautifully with the silver exterior. The dashboard gleams with polished chrome, and the gauges are elegant circles of glass and metal. Every switch and lever feels solid, crafted with purpose. When you sit inside, you don't just feel like a driver, you feel like a pilot about to take flight. The sound of the door closing is like sealing yourself inside a time capsule of luxury and imagination. Beneath that long, graceful hood rests an engine that matched the car's beauty with power. A smooth straight 8 engine, known for its balance and strength, provided the car with impressive performance for its time. It could reach speeds that astonished people in the late 1930s. But speed wasn't the only goal, refinement was. The engine was tuned for smoothness, delivering power in a quiet, dignified manner. It wasn't meant to be a racer, it was meant to be an experience, a moving work of art that combined engineering excellence with pure emotion. Driving the spaceship car must have felt like gliding through air. The suspension was advanced, the ride surprisingly comfortable, and the handling graceful. While most cars of that era rattled and groaned over uneven roads, this one moved with elegance. It wasn't just about getting somewhere, it was about how you got there. Every journey in this car must have felt like stepping into the future, leaving the ordinary world behind. The reason it was called the spaceship car was simple: it didn't look like it belonged to the Earth of 1938. Its design language, its construction, even its concept were decades ahead. People gathered around it in disbelief wherever it appeared. Some thought it was a prototype that could never run, others believed it was a showpiece made for exhibitions. But it did run, and it ran beautifully. On the open road, under the sunlight, its silver body glowed like molten metal, capturing reflections of everything around it, turning motion into art. But sadly, the world wasn't ready for this kind of brilliance. The late 1930s were a difficult time. War was on the horizon, industries were struggling, and innovation often took a back seat to necessity. Producing a car this advanced was expensive, and only a few were ever built. It didn't become a commercial success, but that didn't matter. The legacy it left behind was priceless. It became a symbol of what happens when creativity meets courage, when design dares to imagine beyond its time. Today, this car stands as a living legend. At car shows and exhibitions, people still gather around it, just as they did nearly 90 years ago. It has the same effect: silence, awe, admiration. Its smooth, metallic surface still captures the light like a mirror, and its shape still feels futuristic. Even in an age of electric supercars and AI-driven designs, this 1938 creation looks timeless. It reminds us that true design doesn't age. It evolves, it inspires, and it continues to challenge our imagination. The 1938 Spaceship Car isn't just a story about innovation, it's a story about vision. It shows what happens when a designer refuses to accept limits. It's proof that creativity has no era. What was once considered impossible became a foundation for the future of automotive design. The lessons it left behind shaped generations of car builders who followed, from aerodynamic sports cars to luxury grand tours that still echo its elegant curves. When you look at it today, you're not just looking at a car, you're looking at a dream made real, a dream that survived decades of change, war, and evolution. It's a machine that whispers stories from a time when everything was crafted by hand and built with heart. The Spaceship Car represents more than transportation, it represents imagination itself. This is why we celebrate it here, at Old Studio Car, because some machines are more than metal and wheels. They are memories of a world that dared to dream. The 1938 Spaceship Car was not just ahead of its time, it was a glimpse of the future that never faded. And even now, it continues to remind us that when passion and vision come together, time itself stands still.